Hello there. This is Sue Lawton from sunny, snowy New Jersey. And Deb, are you there?
I am here. Hi, everyone.
We wanted to talk to you because we've had so many people write to us about how excited they are. We have some people who are going to earn their merit badges. They've only got 3 more days left to finish their 3 weeks, and they are excited. And we have
Yay.
stories to tell about others who weren't quite as successful who are going to start tomorrow. So, Deb, what are we telling people about the new morning? Every day is a new day.
Absolutely. No matter what diet program you sign up for, whether it's Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers or whatever, they'll tell you everyone falls off track once in a while. It's okay. We're all human. We have that cheat or that bowl of M&Ms just happened to be near our hand and our hand just found its way in them. But that's okay. You made a mistake. You're human. Don't give up. Don't throw the whole day away because that's the biggest mistake of all. You're like, okay, I goofed up today. I'm just going to go continue eating whatever I wanted. But you had that little setback. Just keep going. Just finish out the day, start again the next day, and don't beat yourself up for it. That's like one of the biggest things. Like I know, like you replay that. It's like a broken record in your head. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. I ate 25 M&Ms. Why did I do that? Blah, blah, blah. You did it. Let it go and move on. That's the biggest key. It's okay.
Right, we get surprised, but the next moment you're back on track.
Right.
And your mind is a garden, your thoughts are the seeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. This is a new year, new you webinar. What that means is if you share this webinar with new people and they decide they would like to be sponsored into doTERRA, this is the month. You want to do it this month because all of the benefits are so extraordinary. You
Mm-hmm.
can register people and you can register them for a PV order, an LRP order next month for 100 PV. And
Mm-hmm.
within 7 days of that order shipping, they're automatically going to have 100 PV put into their account to purchase items free. It's
Woohoo!
the perfect time to do this.
Great time.
Once the new enrollee has enrolled with 100 PV plus and enrolled in the loyalty rewards program with 100 PV, they will need to go to, write this down, doTERRA.myoffice.com/NYNY. That's not New York, New York. That's New Year, New You.
Mm-hmm.
Enter in their new ID number and the password they use. And once you do that, the third little block that will ask you, what do I put in there? And this is exactly what you put in there. You put in there the words new you run together. Okay? New you. You run it together, and that's your secret password.
Cool.
We laughed when we talked about this before, but this is so true. I have removed all the bad food from the house. It was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Self-talk is so important. We want to talk in terms of eliminating things that are not good for us. We're not really dieting because diet is not necessarily a good word. It stirs within us funny responses, doesn't it, Deb?
People equate diet with like starvation or something. They equate it with denying yourself something pleasurable. So if you take that word diet out and focus on healthy eating, or improvement of your energy, things like that, it gives you a much more positive focus. And you always tell us we need to be positive and not so negative. So we want to change the thinking patterns.
Right. And this elimination diet thing is a really big deal. because if you choose to stay in the angry soup or live with regret, resentment, guilt, blame, and worry, if you eliminate those things, you will be amazed at how your energy rises, your health improves, everything just starts feeling and tasting better. Like those nice orange vegetables that you picked up, doing something new.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very important if you're going to make a change in your life that you give yourself credit. The people who wrote to me who are so excited, they only have 3 days left on their original 3 weeks. They were reporting things like their joint pain has retreated. Many symptoms they had of itching and peeling, of skin, many things that disturbed them when they eliminated the white sugar and the white flour, Debbie, funny things happened. They're not nearly as disturbed.
That's right. My friend who always got those funny red blotches on her skin, which we told her were candida,
Hmm.
she actually just called me a little while ago to say, I'm not getting them anymore. She was so ecstatic.
Yeah, it's like when you improve what you feed the machine that is your body, it's
Hmm.
amazing how your body rewards you. It really is. So for those of you who are getting ready, here we go one more time. What are we going to do to be totally ready?
Oh, white, white, white. Maybe that's why it's going to snow, Dr. Sue.
That wasn't yet.
We have to get rid of all our white products. So for those of you starting over, or for those of you that feel so much better you want to do it again, you're going to go through your house. You're going to make sure all the white flour is gone, all the boxes and things with obvious sugar, and we just want them out of our home. We want to fill our house with new products. And I have to tell you, all the stores around here now have these amazing health food sections and, organic produce, and it's amazing what you can find that's out there to try. And the orange vegetables for me is one of my favorites. I mean, those are things like orange peppers, red peppers, they're my all-time favorite. And I would have never really had those before. So this is the time to clean out, refresh your cabinets, and make sure that you have a lot of water to go along with it.
And our friend Rachel a couple
Mm-hmm.
days ago shared this one with us. Thank you, Rachel. Eat less crap, carbonated drinks, refined sugar, artificial sweeteners and colors, processed foods. Eat more food, fruits and veggies, organic lean proteins, omega-3 fatty acids, and drink your water, water, water. Remember, you control your water intake. You control what you think about, what you say to yourself and others, what you expect to have happen, what you eat, what you decide to change.
That's
One of the
right.
people who wrote me, who was excited, she only has 3 days left, said that she didn't really understand how much she was dependent upon her sugar at night. Because we've talked about one of the best practices is no eating after dinner. There's just
Mm-hmm.
nothing. Don't go starting going through the freezer, the refrigerator, those drawers. It's just a temptation. Have some more water. Give your hands something to do. Play solitaire. Spend your time doing something different.
Those
Because,
great new coloring books.
right, well, that was one of the things she said. You must have read that
Mm-hmm.
one. She said she'd started coloring these really cool things, and she was very excited. So
It,
go ahead.
oh no, I wasn't going to say anything. I was listening.
Oh, okay. You can start hobbies. You can do so many things that make such a difference in your life. But drinking the water, 80% of your body weight in ounces daily
Mm-hmm.
to clear away debris. Because, see, if you're not feeding your fat cells, you're not feeding your carb collection cells, you're not feeding your sugar cells, the body starts dumping those old toxins that were hanging out. So you want to
Mm-hmm.
wash it away. Drink your water.
First things first, just remember for 21 days. And when I was telling you what to get rid of, I forgot two other important things. that carbonated soda, and of course liquor. Dr. Sue has told you many stories about that. There's sugar in those products as well. So for 21 days, we have to make that commitment to not have our glass of wine with dinner or our shots of vodka before bedtime.
Yes, the vodka shooters. No, no, no vodka shooters when you've eliminated sugar. They get
Right, and I just heard that someone uses our lime oil in tequila drinks, so no tequila either
that was,
until we're all done with these 21 days.
yes. I always love it when we do a party at a house and somebody starts talking about, oh, and I use the lime oil for our margaritas, and it was like, oh, yes, that's another good use.
That's true.
But
That's true.
it was
You
just
know, it was funny what you just said about not eating. There was a show on this morning, and a nutritionist just was telling one of the big co-hosts, I'm not going to name names, but how you should not eat until like you should be done eating by 6:30 at night,
yes.
and you couldn't eat after that. So they were freaking out. They're like, my kids don't even get done with stuff until 7:30, but they said it's really important for your metabolism to uh, to not eat so late. So for those of us that like to have dinner at 9:30 and 10, we have to rethink that as well.
I sure would.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We talked in terms of sugar and carbs were comfort food. And how do emotions harm your body? Well, besides encouraging us to eat things that are not good for us, to try to temporarily comfort ourselves, specific emotions, if they are indulged and maintained, if you want to be angry for days at a time, you experience grief over and over again, you worry constantly. This is going to work. That's not going to work. Oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? Overthinking falls in the worry category. Overthinking increases stress. And fear. We get fear from our mind. We don't get fear from outside. We make it up in our heads. So if you can figure out ways to focus on your virtues and things that have been good for you and successful for you, you can cancel some of the damage that may have previously been done. Like, here's one of our friends.
Yes.
The organ system in your body.
I love all the things frankincense can do for us. From things on our skin to the way our hair is, our teeth. It's wonderful for anti-aging, the blood pressure, just relaxing. I diffuse frankincense in my house all the time, as you know, and it's just made a world of difference for me in so many ways. Breathing, just in mood in general, it's wonderful.
Right. And when we're going through changes to do with what we put in our mouth, cinnamon and clove have proven to be very, very supportive, especially for cravings. If
Mm-hmm.
you can get with putting a little clove on your tongue, that will discourage you from wanting something with sugar. And just to let you know how much sugar is in things, take a gander at this chart. Isn't that
This
scary?
I know that we've used this before, but every time I look at this, I'm just overwhelmed because the little tiny milk cartons, even, if people can't see them, the second and the fifth one, those are milk products. And look at the amount of sugar in just those. People think they're drinking milk and it's healthy, but it amazes me. I mean, we all know the big gulp isn't the best thing for us, but
The
the others are
bottle
just shocking.
that's labeled water. They put sugar in there, so you'll come back
Yes,
to that brand. Isn't that terrible?
it is. It's horrible.
Right. So, and here's other ways they sneak sugar into your life.
Yes. All our oses.
Must become label readers. This is
Hmm.
good for you and for your kids. I was telling Deb that I was in the store yesterday. She knows I don't shop real often because I get into trouble. And I was along that outside wall with all the packaged cheese like
Oh, yeah.
products. And I was reading what was on the shredded cheese parts because it'll still say cheese in some phrasing on the front of the package, but when you turn it over to look at the ingredients, it's quite a ways down the list on the back of the package. And it has artificial colors, artificial flavors, and there's lots of OSEs to do with shredded cheese. And I was trying to figure out what part of the cow was the sugar coming from. I couldn't
I
figure
don't
it out.
know.
Were they like horn scrapings? What?
I don't know. Maybe they give them sweetened grass. I'm not sure.
People, you got to read the labels because
Well,
they're,
I definitely was shocked, and I did look at my bag after you told me that.
yes.
And here I think I'm buying regular, healthy, shredded cheddar, and there was a lot of surprising things in there. Like, okay, that went right out in the garbage this morning.
Right, I know, because and you wonder why, like you're trying to behave and you're buying what you think is healthy. Well, you remember the first time we did this 5 years ago, and you and I both read about the dried fruits, the
Yes,
raisins, the apricots. I love dried fruit.
me
Not
too.
anymore. That was
No,
so much more sugar.
I know.
Oh,
Okay, the creepy
oh,
crawlies.
this looks so, doesn't this look like this is fun? These are the little friends that live and dwell and make everything sticky inside your body when you have a
Well,
overgrowth.
not when I think about them crawling around in my intestines. Not really, no.
Yes,
Mm-mm.
that's what they look like.
Yeah, well, no.
And that's
Worms.
got to drink lots of water because you see, if you stop feeding these suckers, and what do they love? They love sugar, they love acid, they love stress. So if you're loving yourself, you have less stress. If you're getting on with new organizing projects and tidying up, they don't like it. So they die. Then you have to wash them away. It's called
Right.
cast off. You want to cast it off.
Mm-hmm.
Home test. Look at
All right.
eliminating all white food again. Drink your
Well,
water. Your two
mm,
20-minute walks daily. That's so important. Just at a steady pace. You don't have to win the race, just a steady, steady pace. Because you're going to release endorphins after 12 to 16 minutes. And when you
mhm.
release those endorphins, all of your organ systems get very excited. They get very happy. They make even better cells than they were a little while ago.
Right, and you wrote it under the water that tea is nice, but you still need water. You're the one that taught me that, like all those, those waters that have like lemon or orange flavoring in them, or those type of products. Your body is digesting that differently than real water. So it's better if we take water and put our own little oils in them than buy those pre-made flavored waters, right?
Oh, absolutely. Just water, plain
Mhm.
water. Filtered water, regular water. And these are products that can support your withdrawal from sugar.
Oh, you mean products that we might be able to get someone to purchase as part of their 100 PV?
It's entirely possible.
Oh, okay.
Probiotics that begins with a P. It's a pill within a pill so that the important parts get delivered to your intestinal tract. They don't get cooked up and dead in your stomach first. They actually are able to get through your digestive system for you getting lots and lots of benefits. Yeah.
And I actually had to prove that to someone, so I actually dropped that pill in water to watch the first capsule dissolve. And they were like, "Oh yeah, you're right." I'm like, "Well, I wouldn't lie about it, but it was kind of cool to see it actually happen."
Yes. And then I love the superfood in the balanced format. And we call
Mm-hmm.
it love.
Love.
Love. And it comes in a 2 bottle format or a 3 bottle format. But
That's
it all
right.
begins with LOVE, love.
And my favorite, the cellular health one that begins with D. Oh my goodness. That's 2 formats also, actually.
Yes,
Um, but I will never be without that. I am stockpiling that.
yes. It is for cellular health, and it has three initials, and it's Prime, but has nothing to do with Amazon. And it has
No,
nothing to do with steaks, but it's definitely Prime.
that was good, Sue.
And then we have digestion elimination. This is one of those things that comes in a capsule. And when we've demonstrated how well it can help your food break down, we take real rolled oats, not the instant kind, the kind you got to cook on the stove, and
Hmm.
we put them in a little bowl at parties, and we open a capsule and just gently stir it into the oatmeal. We let it sit. And while the party's going on, people get to notice that it breaks down the oats. And anyone who's
Fantastic.
familiar with things that are difficult to digest, they would understand that oatmeal can be a tough one. So, this is a really good product to have on hand to make sure you're breaking down your really good vegetables, those orange vegetables, in a format that your intestinal tract can easily absorb. And then we have,
Ooh, metabolic balancer.
ta-da! Yep,
SNS.
it-
Ooh, that sounds kinky.
I know, SMS. It's for super and more super. And
Yay!
it is really a metabolic balancer. It works some great magic on every organ system to do with digestion and absorption. It also creates what's called apoptosis. So when you don't need cells that used to hold fat, when you don't need cells that used to hold toxins for you anymore because you've eliminated the excess, this particular metabolic balancer is capable of eliminating those cells so that the
Mhm.
minute you change your diet, you don't immediately pack back on the pounds.
Exactly.
And then we have one, oh, I forgot the Z. The
Hmm.
Z was important, and so was ginger. Ginger is an excellent oil for digestion balance. That means everything from your stomach through your intestines and your colon, and it has to do with dissolving old mucus. And ginger is also great for warming your entire body.
Oh, we better have that on hand for this weekend then.
I was thinking that. It's a good thing we have it. It also lightens spirits. It can warm your heart
Mhm.
if you've been hurt. Ginger has so many good properties.
And you don't just have to rub that on. I actually put that in hot water and I make it like my own little sort of ginger tea and it is amazing. And even if you have like, your stuffy, that kind of mucus as well, it's fantastic doing that. Just throwing that in.
Yeah, no, it is. It really is good.
Yep. Okay. Everybody kind of feels that when they give up sugar, they have to give up fruit. And there are fruits that you're allowed to have. We have a list of just some of them here. Um, Lemon or limes are low in sugar. Rhubarb, my fave, raspberries, blackberries, fresh cranberries, not the dried ones. And then even the low to medium sugar, strawberries, your cassava melons, watermelons, peaches, blueberries, cantaloupes, a lot of the melons, apples, guavas. So there's a lot of choices in the fruit and vegetable aisle when you go to look and still be low sugar, and they're great tasting as well.
Oh, they sure are. And you can have this kind of new approach to eating,
No, thank you.
or low carb veggies.
Yay! I'll take the veggies, please. I'll
Okay,
take veggies for 100, Alex.
all right. And don't
uh,
underestimate the value of radishes. Radishes are an important, along with asparagus, they're very important vegetables that you can have on a regular basis. They
mhm.
perform cleaning projects within your body that other vegetables can do, but it takes a lot more of it. You have to
Mhm.
consume a lot more.
Good.
Okay, bye bye brain fog. This is something people write to me about more and more and say, wow, I had no idea how eating chocolate could make me feel good, But at the same time, the Hershey's gave me this like, what? Where do I live? I can't remember what I'm supposed to be doing. What is the deal?
Mhm.
The brain
It's
fog.
true.
So then you have more sugar to try to step up the action inside the brain, and it
Hmm.
doesn't work,
Nope, you get caught in a vicious cycle that just doesn't seem to end.
right? Okay. This is what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, make sure your worst enemy is not living between your own two ears.
Yeah,
So, yep, it's what we're thinking. Our worst enemy can be our own thoughts and our
absolutely.
patterns.
Yep.
Yep.
Right. So remember, if we make a mistake or we have a bite of something that wasn't in our best interest, stop there. Throw some S&S down your throat, drink some more water, and you will feel better. And make yourself a list of affirmations. Here's some nice ones that we always recommend. We
I'm
allow people to write to me and ask for this PowerPoint, and that way you can print out these pages, and I have no problem with your doing that. I just want you to remember you have to look at things to make sure they are totally compliant. No false claims, please.
I think one of my favorite ones is I am motivated to try new foods and new ways of thinking. Because new ways of thinking also means new ways of cooking those new foods. So it really inspires I love to cook.
Yeah,
So it inspires my creativity. So it's giving me more challenges every day, which is nice. It takes your mind off of what you're not eating.
right. Because if you're going to play back tapes over and over again, I really miss carrot cake. I really miss Bosco. I really miss my Nutella on my pancakes in the morning. That's going to make you feel bad all day rather than cherish the exciting new energy you're going to be generating by feeding your body new patterns just for 3 weeks to clean up old junk.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we want you to use also inhaling.
Right, our little you can put these in the inhalers, you can just put them in a diffuser. For me, the grounding blend is amazing because sometimes I'm my worst critic. So to soften that and lessen that, the grounding blend is really helpful for me.
Yes.
What works best for you, Dr. Sue?
Well, I love Joyful Blend and Sandalwood and Clary Sage. I
Mm-hmm.
love that
Mm-hmm.
because it helps you with the rhythm of coping with change.
Right. And my other one, of course, is the focus. And well, peppermint I have with me at all times for so many reasons. But I love citrus too, so the bergamot is right up there for use during this. And it makes such an amazing difference. It really does.
And you have to love yourself. When I choose to exit the grocery store and the non candy check through.
Wasn't it nice they started doing that? I think that's amazing.
Oh, I do. I love myself when I choose to drink more water and eat less carbs. I love myself when I choose to go for my 20-minute walk at a steady pace. And I love
And
myself when I put things away instead of making piles. I'm famous for having piles of things all over my office and under the table and everywhere. I know exactly what's in those piles because if I put them away, I'm afraid I will never see them again.
yeah, but I was just going to say, you have the most organized piles I've ever met. So,
Well,
so I think your piles are pretty okay.
right. So if you ask me for something, I can run in the room and reach into the middle of the pile and hand it to you.
Absolutely, and she has.
Yes. And this is,
And the one thing about this picture too, Dr. Sue,
yes.
this is so important. Someone taught me to do this years ago, and you put your arm, crisscross on your shoulders, and you can give yourself a hug. So when you've had a bad time and you've had that little cheat and you've eaten a few of those M&Ms and you're feeling really down about yourself, well, the next time that you go and that you reach for those carrot sticks or those peppers, and you can reward yourself, give yourself that little hug, give yourself a pat on the back. And believe it or not, it really is uplifting.
It really
So if
is.
there's no one around to give you a hug, give it to yourself.
Right. And congratulate yourself on your good decisions.
Absolutely.
Please do not discuss with your family and friends who are not doing this at this time for whatever reason. Don't try to save them. Don't try to tell them how important it is. If they want to change something, they'll change something. But don't tell them about your struggle because why, Deb?
Well, I've lived this, unfortunately. It becomes this competition. And, even though they're your friends and they say they care about you and support you, they actually try to sabotage you. And I've been in their company and they know that I'm trying to watch for many reasons. And I do try to continue this beyond the 3 weeks just because I do feel so much better. But they will think nothing of taking my favorite dessert and shoving it right in front of me. Or, oh, we're gonna have pizza, or and I look at them and I'm like, oh my gosh, all I asked you to do is support me. So you know what? I find ways around it. I've learned to make a big mess on a plate and not eat anything, but it looks like I did. But unfortunately, they are your friends and they're not always going to be supportive. So keep it to yourself, be strong, you can do it.
Right. You also don't want to give other people permission to be your food police.
Oh, yes.
Because then, if you decide it's your reward day after 3 weeks and you decide you're going to have a bite of something, then they'll ridicule you. Well, I thought you gave up this white stuff. I thought you were doing it. Don't give them permission to be the police because that's very discouraging to you.
It's amazing that I mean, I would never comment on what anybody's doing, but yeah, other people feel they have the right. Okay, I told you my one pose that I have no problem doing.
Number one, here we are.
Number one, I can lay on my back very nicely.
There's lots of
We're
ways you can move your body differently than you are now. We're just asking
absolutely.
you to consider devoting 2 20-minute periods each day in breathing deeply and doing
Mhm.
something good of a physical nature for your body.
Absolutely.
Remember, you're the one that goes shopping. So if you're buying things that are inappropriate, you will eat them. And don't give me this excuse, well, I have to do it for the family. No, you don't. If you don't buy it, they won't eat it either. So you're in charge. There's this beautiful thing called imperfect progress. Slow steps of progress wrapped in grace.
That's right.
I believe in this because you have to experiment to see what will feel good to you. What are you
Mhm.
proud of? What do you love? What are you working with? What values are you discovering about yourself that you're feeling really good about? So you're the one who has to really be in charge of what's going to take place. And so if you make
Absolutely.
a mistake, so what? You learn what's important. You learn you can't buy things ahead of time if you've got a week to go. Don't do that to yourself.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
And again, the reminder, aromaticscience.com. Go there. They have a wonderful education section. There's all kinds of information on this website. They're medically based research. It's authentic, it's real. Now, let's talk about decluttering of your area and your mind every day. Some people say to me, how can you move? You just moved 4 years ago. Hey, I am constantly reworking. I am constantly throwing things away I don't need. I work,
Mhm.
the system, if you haven't touched it in a year, it's not important. Get rid
Mhm.
of it. And then this guy came out just before Christmas, and I read something about his book because he said, surround yourself with joy. If it doesn't give you joy, if you are saving things up, if you have pieces of art, if you have an heirloom, if you have something that you love and you have it tucked away somewhere to save it, get it out.
Mhm.
Surround yourself, hang it up, drape it over something. Surround yourself with things that make you feel good. Because if you're focused on feeling good, what happens to the bad thinking?
It goes away.
Right. It gets crowded out. Crowd
Yes,
out those criticisms.
remember recently we were helping another friend move, and I was like, well, do you want this dress? She goes, oh, that's the dress I buried my father in. I was then why are you keeping it all these years? You know, so again, you don't want the negative memories. So get rid of it. Let someone else find a good use for it.
And if you haven't worn it, if you haven't touched it in 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
it's in the out pile. Carry it
Right.
out. We really
Mm-hmm.
recommend, as part of tidying up, and one of the rules of the law of attraction is, if you have no room in your life for something new, how can
Mm-hmm.
anything new arrive? I have visited friends over the year because they'll say to me, oh, I really want this in my life. I really want that in my life. And I'll go, okay, it's time for a house inspection. You have to let me through your house, check out the closets. And I explain to them how much the closet they have to empty. Just empty it, empty it. How much the refrigerator, how many cupboards need to be empty in order for you to generate space for new
Mm-hmm.
companions, a new dog, a new idea, a new routine. You have to create space. Because if you
Absolutely.
hang on continuously to things that used to have meaning, or if I lose the 20 pounds, I can wear that pretty blue suit again. That's a burden. You're assigning yourself an unfair burden.
Right. And remember that we've talked about setting your SMART goals, and that's something that you do want to review and go through every day, so that stays fresh in your mind as well.
Yeah, with the vision
So
board.
this was
Board is already on Facebook.
yeah,
On how to
right.
create a living vision board, just do it. Don't wait.
Hmm. I thought this was one of the best ideas I ever saw for people that have a hard time getting rid of clothes. This hanger thing that you found, Dr. Sue. I love it.
Yes. Because
So,
if you get to July and you're looking at a whole bunch of stuff that you never touched, and those are winter clothes, you don't have to wait the full year.
that's right.
Get rid of it now.
Perfect.
Okay, 15 minutes at a day will make an amazing difference. Decluttering at its best. I recommend one bag a day, out the door, out of your life. Not just out the bedroom into the dining room, not just out the dining into the garage. Well, this is my keeping and review side later. No, baby.
Hmm.
Once that's hit the bag, it's gone. Gone, gone,
Gone.
gone. And tell them your 3-bag system. I like your 3-bag system.
Oh, my when we're the sorting bags.
Yes, because you set the
Yeah.
timer.
Yep, you set the timer and you do trash, keep, donate. And in 15 minutes, whatever ends up in those piles, that's exactly where they go. You are not allowed to go back through them. And that's like the hardest thing for people to do, but it's that you pick it up, you look at it, where is it going, you make that decision, and it's done.
Yes,
It's great. I
all
love it.
gone. All
I just I just did that with a draw of mine that I haven't looked at. You know, everybody has those draws. And it was such an enlightening experience because it was like I had stuff in there that really, like you said, I hadn't looked at, hadn't used, whatever. And it was a great experience. So,
yeah.
and you know, I recommend doing that with mail every day.
Yes.
I went to a friend's house. They had a stockpile of mail for like a week. And you and I talked about the number of junk, you know, mail catalogs and stuff we got. I can't imagine having that
Clutter.
there for a week. So, yeah, as soon as I get the mail, I go right through it. I go right to the recycling pile and go, okay, out, 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 keep, out, out, out. Same thing.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes, I do that all the time. In fact, that's how I open mail. I walk over to the garbage can before I even go through the stack.
Me too. Exactly. It's great.
Gone.
Yep.
And then you have to start saying things. If you want to change something, then you need to speak in terms of present positive, that the change in organization, the change in processing has completed. Like, I find peace in organization. There are certain counters that there's never anything on. I can use the counters here. for projects or to make something. But by the end of the day, those things are put away.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, if
And
you have periods of time or spaces that normally you clutter, if you decide, nope, no more, we're taking 15 minutes at the end of the day, put everything away, you will be
mhm,
amazed at how much you like that empty space.
absolutely. And I think you wrote the second one for me. I'm happy seeing my mantle expressing only my joyful memories because you know how much I love doing my mantle.
Yes.
So, you can pick an area of your house that you really want to express your current things or show what you like or art or just anything for the holiday. And it's a peaceful, and you look at it, you just kind of go, ah, and it really is a nice, heartwarming feeling.
Yeah, the thing is, the more you put out the fun things, the more that you put out the things that you like or you're proud of or you like
Mm-hmm.
to review. I have a picture on my wall. My brother was cracking up because when he ran a race and he
Yes.
finished, I said, "Oh, I'm ordering the poster from that." He goes, "Oh, sure, sure, sure." And about a year later, he came to visit and he goes, "Oh my God, you really did order it poster size." I said, "Sure, it's in my dining room because it reminds me to finish what I start." I mean, my own brother's a great inspiration.
Mm-hmm. It's wonderful.
Yes. And then you and I discovered this place for all of
Oh,
you. Doesn't matter what level of cleaning, organization, or whatever. This lady has a million tricks that are so cool depending on the topic. Go
yeah.
to this space.
Yep. And if you need a lot more guidance in cleaning out, she has a whole monthly calendar and she gives you an assignment every day. And if you don't need that much guidance, she just gives you weekly assignments at what areas to go through and clean out for the entire year. It's just absolutely amazing.
And the reason I like the calendar thing is because you will be amazed how a whole month will go by and you didn't do any draws. You didn't do any closets because you kept thinking, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. So
Mm-hmm.
having a calendar that says, this is the upstairs closet week, that helps your focus. You grab your 3 bags, you set the timer for 15 or 20 minutes, you run up to that closet and you take care of it. And you're
Absolutely.
done. Get your bag out of there. Choice, chance, change. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change.
So true.
Okay? The
So,
vision
so
board
true.
class, we recorded it. We got a lot of positive feedback about it. Anybody can do a vision board. You have to be willing to make commitments of setting goals for you that
Mhm.
personal, and they're smart. Tell them about smart, Deb.
They need to be specific. So you can't have these very broad range goals. It has to be a specific goal. It has to be measurable. So you need to give yourself a certain period of time, reasonable, of course. Um, it needs to be attainable, and you're going to also review it. And I forgot what T was. Uh,
Oh, for smart?
yes, I just forgot.
Tangible result.
Tangible. Thank you. You have to be able. Thank you. I had a little brain fog there. Yeah, you have to be able to see it and see the results of what it was. So, yeah, it's an amazing system, and I love the smart board. I mean, the vision board. I change it constantly, but it is amazing. Just don't be very broad and don't be overly specific. Is okay, but make sure that the goals are reasonable and obtainable.
Okay, this was a New Year, New You webinar. If you have someone that you want to share this with, it will be posted by tomorrow morning on Facebook, and you can share it with them. And if this encourages them to register, because it's your next door neighbor who keeps borrowing and buying from you, who really just needs to be enrolled, tell them the magical benefits, because once the new enrollee has enrolled with 100 plus PV and enrolled in the loyalty rewards program with 100 plus PV for next month, Then
Mhm.
they need to go to this one little area, my office, my virtual office.com.
Office. Mhm.
And New York, New York. No, no, it's New
No,
Year, New You. And to,
I know, but you know what? From our area, we have to. Of course, we're always going to think New York, New York. So.
right, and you enter the ID number and the password
Mhm.
in the log for their regular doTERRA account. They will then submit the access code that they've received at the event. The access code is New You, all run together. NEWYOU. And you have
Mhm.
3 days. Today is the 22nd of January. So you would have the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th to help these people register and go through this process. Within 7 to 10 days of their LRP order shipping next month, doTERRA will be generously putting 100 PV in their account to purchase free product. We are very excited about this.
Right, and like you were saying earlier, you really want to encourage people to do their LRP order right away. Like when you're registering them, you can do it right then and there. So that's also really really helpful. To figure out or help them figure out what they're going to want as part of their next order.
Yes,
So.
and it requires education. Keep educating. It's so important.
Mhm.
We'd like to thank you all for joining us and for the new launch of the Eliminate Sugar and White Carbs. And we will follow up again with you guys. Send us cards and letters. Let us know how you're doing. And we know you can do it because we've done it lots of times.
Exactly. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you, Dr. Sue.